Alright, from this point, figured out our cable that we're going to use. I'm going to end up using this end in the actual handle up there. And so that means I'm going to cut off the opposite end. Like I said, try and use a decent set of cutters, try and make one good quick cut like that so you get a clean termination on the end of that. Make sure your wires are straight. It just makes it easier is all I'm getting at, really, because that end don't really matter right now. We're going to end up cutting it again. But from there, you put your piece through that little hole there like that, and then you slide it that way. It's a good idea if you got some good grease to put some grease in there. You know, grease this hole. I don't know, I throw some good grease in there on mine. I don't have no grease here at the moment, but on this one here, it's gonna sit in there like that. That's gonna be actual what I was talking about earlier as zero throttle, is when that piece right there is up against that, which you'll be able to feel it when it stops. But for the time being, we also have to get this piece off right here, which I believe it's probably some awkward size. 9 mil is what it looks like, probably. I could imagine it's a 9 mil. Something awkward like that. You gotta loosen that up. Then you get your wire piece to where it lines up like that. Then you can stick that through there. Put that like that so it stops the wire from coming out. Then you stick your wire through that piece. I put it on backwards. See, shit like that'll happen too if you're not paying attention, I guess. Or if you're just doing it freely, I guess. I don't know. I just do shit so quick sometimes, I guess, that I screw it up. But then you can put that back in there. I like to put it right about in the middle. That way I got a little bit of adjustment either way. And then that piece will sit up against there. You can bring this down. That way you can get your handle up here. And like I was showing you earlier, you put that in there and get that like that. Set itself in there. And then you can put your top piece on there, and now your cable shouldn't fall out of there, at least. You can start these by your fingers, just get them going a little bit, if I ever can do that. From there, and there, and now yeah, I'll be alright for now. I put that on there, push that up, tighten them up a little bit. I mean, you don't have to fully tighten them right now or anything, but you can get it pretty snugged up to where at least you know, got it in its place that it's most likely going to be at or whatnot. And you gotta make sure, you want to make sure right now that everything moves freely. You gotta have this tucked up in here, and you gotta make sure that your cable down there is moving freely. Because if that don't move freely, you're gonna have nothing but problems from there on out. And then we come through here, slide the cable through there like I showed you earlier, and then gonna come in here with these, like I said earlier, and I'm at a shitty angle here. I don't know where my shorter screwdriver is. I'll try to see if I can get there. I got a good enough grip on that with that there. I'm gonna see if there's a shorter Phillips in there. So when you tighten it, you want to have a little better angle, and you don't want to strip that out either. Yeah, that'll work perfect. Cause you more problems in the future. So now you want to get your line through there, put it all the way through, and you want to make sure that you pull all the slack out of it. You want to pull all that line through there. And then you want to make sure that up by your handlebars, that piece is tucked in there correctly. That's in there right now, and then you want to make sure it's also right here correctly. And then from that point, you make sure there's no slack. And I like to tighten down this piece first. Get that in place, that way you make up for your slack in the outside cable, or the sheath, or whatever they want to call it. Like I said, I don't do the names of everything very well. And that'll work fine right there. We got to get that out of the way, and then I'll go back to neutral. But oh shit, we were gonna do that around the back, weren't we? But whatever, same thing right there. So that's one way. Another way that you can do it is do the exact same thing right through this back piece, and then you can connect to this piece right there, and that'll pull that way. It's the exact same thing. But make sure you got all your slack out of there, and then you come back through and you tighten that down there. Right now we're just going to snug it up for demonstration. And that's snugged up there. Then you got your carb here. It's at idle right now. It's completely dropped down there up against the little needle. Then you go to the throttle, you give it some throttle, there's full throttle, you let off, and it works perfectly. And from there, it's just hooking everything back up, taking off what you put back on, and it's really simple from there. I mean, people had problems from there, and that's about it. Glad I could show you.